What's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and I want to cover a lot of news in today's video. Specifically, Steam has put out a pretty in-depth post over on the Steam blog about user reviews, Steam reviews, and this is a topic that I've talked about quite a lot, in that the Steam reviews are a very helpful tool. However, they are also a tool and almost a weapon that gamers use to badmouth a lot of games based on certain things that are outside of the game's control. For example, I'll point to Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, what happened with those games after the debacle that was Metro Exodus. So Steam put out a pretty in-depth user reviews revisited blog post, and I want to go over that and what Valve can do in the future. Also, speaking of what Valve is going to do in the future, Valve is going to show new features and updates for Steam and more at the Game Developers Conference, and that'll be happening really soon. And also, I hear a lot of you guys talking about whether or not Halo the Master Chief Collection is going to need Xbox Live Gold, because you will need to link an Xbox Live account. You are not going to need Xbox Live Gold, so let me just clarify that at the end of this video as well. First up, user reviews has been a big topic that gamers have talked about. At least I've been talking a lot about it, just because I really like to utilize it as a tool just to give a lot of games how the community is generally responding to the titles, because a lot of the times you'll see the Steam reviews, and the Steam reviews will be a lot more positive than, say, what the Metacritic score has it. Steam actually does it really well, where for a lot of games they'll have the Steam reviews posted, and then a little bit under you'll have the Metacritic score as well. And sometimes you'll see a game with like an overwhelmingly positive reception, and then it'll have like a 75 on Metacritic, so that's a little bit jarring at times, but you get a better idea of what the community and the players actually think. And also, because the Metacritic score is based on what that game was initially received at, if a game had gone through major updates, the Steam reviews are a far better indicator of how the game is currently, especially how they have it broken up with recent reviews, all-time reviews. I think there's a lot more good than bad with the Steam reviews. However, a lot of people have also taken upon themselves to use it as a tool to voice their displeasure with certain aspects of a game or publisher, whether it be something like your most recent example with Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light at one point had a very positive reception on Steam, and then they got Steam review bombed, and now I believe both of those games are sitting at mixed, or they might even be at negative reception. You saw a game like that horror game that was just released, based on those political aspects that were still in the game, China review bombed that game, and in those instances it's kind of unfortunate for the game's overall reception to be hindered just because of a small minute amount of issues where a large portion of the developers, or maybe even none of the developers, had any control in that. Did any of the Metro 2033 or Last Light developers have control in whether or not that deal was going to be made with the Epic Store to make Metro Exodus an exclusive? They had no idea. 4A Games wasn't involved with that. However, they also have to receive the brunt of the criticism. And here's Steam's blog post that they put out, saying, quote, "We've continued to listen to feedback from both players and developers. It's clear to us that players value reviews highly and want us to ensure they're accurate and trustworthy. Developers understand that they're valuable to players but want to feel like they're being treated fairly. We've also spent a bunch of time building analysis tools to help us better understand what's happening in the reviews across all titles on Steam. With the feedback and data in hand, we think we're ready to make another change. That change can be described easily. We're going to identify off-topic review bombs and remove them from the review score." But while it's easy to say, it raises a bunch of questions, so let's dig into details. First, what do we mean by an off-topic review bomb? As we defined back in our original post, a review bomb is where players post a large number of reviews in a short period of time aimed at lowering the review score of a game. We define an off-topic review bomb as one where the focus of those reviews is on topic that we consider unrelated to the likelihood that future purchasers will be happy if they buy the game, and hence not something that should be added to the review score. Obviously, there's a gray area here, but there's a wide range of things that players care about. So how will we identify these off-topic review bombs? The first step is a tool we've built that identifies any anomalous review activity on all games on Steam in as close to real time as possible. It doesn't know why a given game is receiving anomalous review activity, and it doesn't even try to figure it out. Instead, it notifies a team of people at Valve. I think that's very crucial, that a team is actually going to be notified at Valve, and this isn't going to be some automated system. But then that team will go and investigate. We've already run our tool across the entire history of reviews on Steam, identifying many reasons why games have seen periods of anomalous review activity, and off-topic review bombs appear to only be a small number of them. Once our team has identified that the anomalous activity is an off-topic review bomb, we'll mark the time period it encompasses and notify the developer. The reviews within that time period will then be removed from the review score calculation, as before the reviews themselves are left untouched. If you want to dig into them and see if they're relevant to you, you'll still be able to do so to help you do that, we've made it clear when you're looking at a store page where we've removed some reviews by default and we've further improved the UI around anomalous review periods. Finally, we've also enabled you to opt out of this entirely if that's your preference. There's now a checkbox in the Steam store options where you can choose to have off-topic review bombs still included in all of the review scores you see. They continue to say that they're working on some other features regarding user reviews, and they have a big Q&A listed as well. I'll leave a link in the description box down below where you can check out the entirety of that for yourself, but I do think this is the best possible route they can go. Have the option open where if you want those reviews still open to you, you can see them. However, in the case of games like Metro, I don't think the right way to go about things was to review bomb Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light. Those games are incredible games, and I don't want to see the reception of those games go to mostly negative or whatever the case may be, because for a lot of casual PC gamers, what they do is they'll browse Steam and they'll just look at the general reception based on the Steam reviews, and if they see, hey, a very positive or overwhelmingly positive reception, that'll entice them to dig deeper in the game. If they see something where it's like mostly negative or something like that, that just has them click the next button. That's why Steam reviews are so important. I know for a lot of you guys, you're thinking, hey, Steam reviews aren't that big of a deal, I'll research the game myself. Well, when there's thousands upon thousands of games on Steam, not everybody has the time to actually dig through every game and research every game and see if they're gonna enjoy it. Steam reviews offer you a quick and accessible way to go from game to game very easily. That's why you need the user review system to be as robust as possible, and it looks like Valve and Steam are actually putting forth the effort in improving that part of the Steam experience, so that's really good to see. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect, and if you do want to opt out of that entirely, you can do so, I think that was crucial that they left that option in there. And at the end of the day, the reviews will be posted. It's just not going to affect the review reception percentage, because everybody really does mainly just look at that percentage, myself included. And it's a good way to just gauge how the general consumer is thinking about the game itself, and that shouldn't be contributed with outside factors like a Metro Exodus deal that's affecting games previous in the series. I just don't think that's how they should go about things. Speaking of which, Valve is also set to show new features and updates for Steam and more at GDC. The full statement from Valve reads this. On Thursday, March 21st at 12:45 p.m., representatives from Valve are scheduled to give a presentation on Steam platform in West Hall 2011 during this year's GDC. Topics will include a global market analysis, information on the coming multi-platform network APIs, a first look at new features and updates, and more. Now, are we actually gonna get new game announcements? I highly doubt it. We usually don't see that at GDC, but if they drop something like that, that would be great. I think the time is now for Valve to really get back into the game development side of things. Especially with all of the competition arising in the PC gaming world, everybody wants to see Valve get back into the development world and develop games that gamers actually want to see. Not card games that die off rather quickly. I'm sorry, Artifact, but that's just the case you're living in right now. But at the very least, if we see Valve showcase new features and updates to continue make Steam a more and more compelling experience, that's great to me. I think Steam has been doing some good things, especially one of the most notable things I think that they've done recently is what they did with the Lunar New Year sale. Steam on the front end took a little bit of a hit offering that $5 discount on $30 purchases, but I think that actually enticed people to buy more games, and at the end of the day, Steam made a boatload of money off that sale. I hope to see consumer-friendly things like that be incorporated into the future, whether that be in other elements being introduced in Steam. Hey, I would love for Steam to also start giving out free games every 2 weeks like the Epic Store. We hear about more and more consumer-friendly features, and I do think in the sense of competition, that is the one good thing that has arisen from the Epic Store. And lastly, a meme that I'm seeing go around a lot in terms of Epic versus Steam is that one meme from Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I think Kaiba is holding up a card and somebody photoshopped it where it shows Metro Exodus, and then Yugi responds by holding up a card and it shows Halo the Master Chief Collection on Steam. That is hilarious. But speaking of which, the Master Chief Collection on PC, that is exciting news. However, I see a lot of you guys being concerned that you might need Xbox Live Gold. That is not going to be the case. I know the Steam page is suggesting that you will need to link an Xbox Live account, but you will not need Xbox Live Gold. It will require an Xbox Live account, and that will be connected to Xbox Live, and that might make you think you'll need Gold, but because Microsoft decided that Xbox Live games on non-Xbox platforms won't require a subscription to Xbox Live Gold, you're gonna be totally in the clear in terms of needing Gold to play this game. I see a lot of concern. No, Microsoft had already tried to do that with Games for Windows Live, and you guys saw how gigantic of a failure that was. It seems like Microsoft is actually learning from their past mistakes this time around. I think they are doing PC gamers well. I know the Windows Store started off as a train wreck with games like Gears of War Ultimate Edition, Quantum Break, and titles like that, but if you actually look at what they've done for PC gamers recently with things like Game Pass, with things like Halo the Master Chief Collection, man, I have a lot of hope in Microsoft going into the future, and this is one of the great elements about Microsoft acquiring all of these studios. They're going to offer the funding for studios like Obsidian and Ninja Theory to create these compelling games, but at the end of the day, PC gamers are still going to be able to play those titles. At the very least, they'll be available on the Windows 10 store. And if Halo MCC is this colossal success, if it's this gigantic success, I could see it open the door for all of these games to come to Steam at some point in the future. That might be asking for a bit too much, but hey, I wouldn't rule that out entirely. But just know for Halo MCC, you will not require Xbox Live Gold, as I did see that was a concern running around the internet, so just be noted of that. And that's gonna conclude this video, guys. Again, Steam is gonna be getting some major updates, user reviews are being revisited, Valve is gonna be showing new features and updates for Steam and more at GDC. And as far as Xbox Live Gold to play Halo MCC on PC, that is not going to be required. Do not worry about that. It's a concern that really needs to be put to rest. So spread the word about that if you are concerned about that at all. That's going to wrap up this video, guys. If you have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.